right, Steve's with us. Steve is in New York. Hey, Steve, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Dave, thanks for taking my call.
Sure, what's up?
So my wife and I are working on the baby steps. We're on currently baby step number 2. And my wife's about 80% of the way there. So I got her to relatively easily to allow me to start my contributions to my Roth 457. I was doing 10%. And I also have the option where I can contribute additional money to my pension, both pre-tax and post-tax. Currently, I'm doing about $800, and I'd say about 3/4 of that is post-tax. And I'm having a hard time getting her to agree to let me stop that so we can really knock out the baby steps and get moving. And I don't know what to do right now.
Okay. But you all have discussed that the fastest way to become wealthy is to get out of debt.
And the reason that she's pushing back is because the money that extra money that's going into my pension it's a guaranteed 8.25% return, and she's just having a
credit card is a guaranteed 18% interest.
I know. I'm 100% in, and she's almost there.
Yeah. Well, let me just tell you, the deal is this is a temporary decision. You can do whatever you want to do, obviously. So you can do your plan if you want to do your plan, but you're calling me about how to do our plan, and so I'll answer it that way. So obviously you can do whatever you want. I mean, that's not you guys are allowed to do whatever you want to do. But in terms of the thing is, if I hire a personal trainer and he has a six-pack and I have a keg, if I don't want to listen to him, that doesn't make sense. Even if what he's saying to me feels weird. I want to understand why he's saying to me what he's saying to me. But if he says, do this type of exercise, do this type of nutrition, if I want to look like him, he looks like a Greek god, and I have a big, huge belly, which I do, then I need to do what he says to do because he has the proof. My theory has gotten me a big belly. Right?
Right.
And that's what we're dealing with here. So now, so the point is, your plan, her plan, your best thinking, her best thinking has gotten you to where you are. You're trying to do a new way of thinking to get a different result. That's all positive. All of that's good. So you need to embrace that. And as a friend of mine says, submit yourself to a different process to get a different result. Submission for me is really hard. Submission for most people is really hard. Submission for your wife to a process is really hard. She's struggling with that. And that's a human thing. That's okay. It doesn't make her a bad person. But it's a human thing. So anyway, the answer as to why we teach you to do this might be important in this discussion. So you can try discussing it this way, I guess. Why we teach you to stop all investing, even though it's not mathematically correct, is simply this. What you focus on is what you win at, and this is a temporary thing. You're not going to stop investing for very long. It's not going to take you very long to get through this. In the scope of your life, this is 1, 2, or 3 years. This is not 30 years. It's not 10 years. It's not even 5 years. It's for a very short period of time. So this truly is a hypothetical, theoretical discussion. The math really doesn't change much in 2 years on this. So stop it for 2 years, because what you focus on is what you win at. No one wins on something without focusing on it, and sometimes focusing exclusively on it. When you guys got married, how long ago was that?
That was 2003.
Okay, so you've been married 17 years?
Yeah.
Okay. The reason you got married is because you focused on her to the exclusion of all other girls, and for that matter, all other things. You couldn't think about anything else right then but her. She couldn't think about anything else but you. And you ended up getting married because you focused on it. You were completely absorbed with it. You completely bought in. You drank the Kool-Aid. You see what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
so what you focus on is what you win at. The reason you got married, no one hardly, unless it's a toxic relationship, gets married because someone didn't care. You're like, I'm freaking all in here. Ah! Right? And that's how you win. So that's my argument for this, and that's why our stuff has worked. And actually, the disgust with missing out on the return, the guaranteed 8.5% return, the disgust with that will drive you even harder to get on out of debt. So I do recommend turning off all investing temporarily, because what you focus on, you win. And this is more about behavior and focus than it is math. It is the shortest path to wealth for you, even though that feels oxymoronic. It is the shortest path to wealth. That's the deal.